welcome back to Hands-On History. I'm Rachel Goldberg and I'm the Programs and Events Coordinator at the Manassas Museum, and I'm bringing you these short activities that connect in some way to Manassas area history. Today I'm coming to you from Liberia House, and we're going to do an activity that focuses on one feature of Liberia House that's really kind of interesting, and that is the Civil War graffiti that was left behind by soldiers during the Civil War. So what you're going to need for this activity is some paper. Just regular writing paper is fine. If you have fancy paper laying around and you like using it, feel free to. I have this window viewer that I made myself by bending a piece of paper in half and then cutting a little hole in it. So we've got our window viewer, and then I'm inspired by the graffiti here. So I took a picture of one of the signatures on the wall upstairs in the bathroom, and I printed it out and traced over it so I could see a little better what the signature looked like. So you're going to have and you can do this with your own signature. You don't have to use a Civil War soldier's signature. You can do this with your own signature. You're going to need writing implements, coloring implements. You can use paint if you want to, colored pencils. You can use crayons if you'd like to, and tape. So we've started with this activity by taping a piece of our regular copy paper on top of our signature. So I took my signature and I made a copy of it and I traced it a little heavier with my Sharpie so it would really show through. And then I taped this piece of copy paper over it and taped both to the window because we're gonna do some tracing. So now we're gonna use our window viewer and we're gonna put it up on our signature, and we're gonna look for just an abstract section that we think looks pretty. So I'm gonna take this part right here, and I'm just gonna trace it with my Sharpie in the window. And you can do as big a window or as small a window as you like. And don't worry about it being perfect because it's just a sketch. We're having fun. All right, so we have taken our paper down off of the window and separated it from the signature. We have our mark making things, and I'm just going to, so this is what we saw through the window of our signature. I went for somewhere around in there, making it kind of abstract. And then this is what it ended up looking like. And you can, if you want, when you do this with your own signature or with a signature you find online, if you find one of our Civil War soldiers' signatures online, or if you find your favorite pop star's signature online, you can cut down the piece of paper if you want to, or I would challenge you to make your artwork as abstract as possible and fill this whole page with color and design. So I'm going to take my Sharpie and bring this to life a little bit. So I'm just gonna go in and straighten out some of those wobbly lines. When I made my original tracing, it was a bit messy. So I'm just gonna go in, and again, don't worry about it being perfect. This is abstract art, so it kind of takes on a life of its own sometimes. I'm gonna connect this here. And I'm really just kind of not really even thinking about this. I'm just going in and thickening up some lines and making some other lines look thin. And then making that a little more pronounced. All right, so I think I'm gonna leave that just like that and try a new color. So one thing that I find very helpful when I'm making abstract art is to stick with a pretty limited color palette, because there's so many choices that you can make when you're making abstract art that one choice less is often very helpful. So in this case, I have limited my color palette to these purples and this one bluish greenish color. So I'm just adding some lines, some shape to this, and a little bit of color. And you, like I said, you can make this as simple or as complex. You can make it as colorful or as not colorful as you like. And I was here earlier today making abstract art from historic signatures. And I will show you what that looked like here in just a second. Just gonna put some finishing touches on this so that you can see where I'm going. And just thickening up these lines, giving myself kind of like making my own adult coloring book, really is what I'm doing. Using the black lines from that signature as a template or a springboard for creativity. And then I'm gonna come up here, do something with these lines. And filling that in. So you all just keep going, and when you get to a point you think you're finished, sit back, take a look, see what you think, and when you get your finished result, I went a little bonkers with mine earlier today, and this is what it ended up looking like. I used, so the signature is this black part here. And then I added another layer of black around it. And then I used different types of things for mark making. So I used watercolors and really just a child's palette of Crayola watercolors is what I used. I used colored pencils in a few different ways and different colors of Sharpies. So you do what you want to do. I challenged myself to fill the whole page with this one, but you don't have to do that if you'd like to keep it to part of it. If you'd like to take your window viewer again on your creation and maybe take that part and create a new abstract work of art from that piece, you can go there too. So I would love it if you would upload your signature abstract art and put it in our comments and show us what you did and tell us whose signature you used.